Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way. What up, ladies and gentlemen? What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Darion of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, and we are back. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me just double check and see if y'all can hear me here. Let me just double check and make sure my audio is good. Yeah, it's good. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It's your boy Darion coming to you live with another episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Shout out to all the subscribers that subscribe to the YouTube page. If this is your first time ever being at our YouTube page, we highly suggest that you subscribe, hit the bell button to get the latest news in all sports news. And we are here to talk sports with y'all, man. It's been a little bit, y'all. I know I've been busy and everything of that nature, and things has been going on in my life. And I finally had some time to actually do this show. Now, just to let y'all know, man, this audio podcast will be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and it will be on iHeartRadio as well. So make sure y'all hit the links in the description here. Make sure y'all hit everything. Follow us on social media. Make sure it's Darion Hopkins Sports Show at Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook as well. Definitely do that. And make sure y'all go to all my sponsorships and merch for the D-Hop Nation. Is definitely the link is in the description on the Spread Shop. So make sure y'all go check that out there. We have a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to just give y'all a quick rundown about everything about the NBA. Team USA versus Canada recap. We're going to talk about that and the points. We're going to talk about Derek White being replacing Kawhi Leonard from the team. And we're going to have some issues with the Jaylen Brown situation. Some Dallas Mavericks stuff with Klay Thompson and stuff of that nature. We do have some stuff about Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants for NFL. Talk about Dak Prescott and who is the best quarterback in the NFC. We got a little bit of talk about WNBA with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and Aja Wilson as well. And we got some college football talk, and we're going to talk some MLB a little bit. We're going to try to make it as quick as possible for this show. I don't want to drag it out. And I'm going to get straight to the point, and I'm going to just let it be real, let it be raw, and let it be uncut. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's watching on TikTok. I mean, not TikTok, that's watching on Facebook, that's watching on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show on Facebook. You're watching on YouTube at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. You're watching on Rumble at Darion Hopkins Sports Show. You're watching on Twitter at Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Even if you're watching on my actual personal page, Sonny Hopkins, even if you're watching it on there, that is absolutely fine with me. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. And don't forget, y'all see that, man. SeatGeek.com. Use that promo code to get $20 off your first purchase. And go to SeatGeek.com and use that promo code DHopkins. If you would love to donate to the channel, the Cash App is right there at the bottom under this screen right now. D Hopkins Show is there to help donate to the channel. Anything definitely helps there. But shout out to Art Koo, shout out to Tyler, shout out to Daniel, shout out to RC, shout out to everybody that's absolutely in the chat. But we're going to get straight down to it, y'all. We're going to get straight down to the nitty-gritty of some NBA talk, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are. And we're going to talk about the Olympics because there's been a lot of drama around the Olympics lately. A lot of drama around the Olympics. And, we have the USA team versus Team Canada. We're going to have that quick recap of an 86-72 victory over Team Canada. You had Anthony Edwards come off the bench with 13 points off the bench. Anthony Davis with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 blocks, and helped Team Canada to 33.8% shooting, including 7 of 33 from the three-point line. Now, you did have SGA and Jamal Murray as your backcourt for Team Canada, and they only combined it for 5 of 18 from the field. Joel Embiid did not play well didn't play well. He played 13 minutes. He only had 5 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 fouls in 13 minutes for that game. But like I said before, they played at they had plenty of miscues in the first dress rehearsal for the Olympics last night. Now, they did, like I said, they won 86-72 over Team Canada. They did have 20,000 people over in T-Mobile Arena. And Anthony Davis was the focus point when it comes to, defense potential. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all when it comes to that. So me personally, I'm going to say this. It was a rusty outing from the Team US. It was a rusty outing. It was. And I feel like they didn't really get a chance to practice how they want to practice. Not practice how they want. They didn't give enough time to gel. And I think the more they practice and the more they play with each other, it's going to come together. It's going to come together. I think Steph Curry and LeBron James, they won it back in the last time 4 years ago when they was on the same team. So basically, I'm just saying this to say that we're not going to give up on this Team USA right now. They had no Kevin Durant. That's a problem in itself. The fact that you didn't have no Kevin Durant on your squad. So Kevin Durant was hurt. Kawhi Leonard gets replaced, which we will talk about that in the next segment. But we got to give this Team USA some time. It's a lot of new faces on there. Devin Booker's on this team. You have a lot of new faces on this team. Like, you can't really be mad at me. I mean, like Coach Steve Kerr said, he said that the first game for us, Team USA coach Steve Kerr, it was the first game for them. We're just starting our 4 days of practice, and you could see the rust on the offensively early. We had a lot of turnovers in the first half, but I love the defensive intensity and the work on the glass. It was a good effort on how we want to establish play moving forward. Now, in addition to the established style of play, when it comes to questions looming over Team USA, who will fill the 5 spots in Kerr's starting lineup? Now, 3 spots has destined to be filled. We already know that is going to be Stephen Curry, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid. On Wednesday night, 2 other spots like Jrue Holiday, who seems like a natural fit alongside Curry within Team USA backcourt, was arguably probably the world's best perimeter defender, and Devin Booker, who might be filling a spot open even by Kevin Durant, who sat out for his 5th straight day because of a calf strain. So second unit, meanwhile, Tyrese Halliburton, Edwards, Bam Adebayo, Jason Tatum, and Davis dominating play, looking like a unit that could be effective throughout the few weeks. Should Kerr keep that option and keep it together? Now, naturally, I could say this, that Kerr, who famously doesn't like to talk about lineups, but there was anything to read behind the lineup and the decisions. And he did say that you can't go wrong who picking in a starting lineup in this group, Steve Kerr said. He said, I'm going to do something different in the next 2 games. We'll look different combinations before settling on anything we wanted to establish. In Joel Embiid early in the game, knowing Canada didn't have any size, we wanted Bam and Anthony Davis with the second group, and we wanted to experience what it looked like. So I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this topic. I'm not mad at the Team USA. Like I said, 4 days of practice, and they didn't look well offensively, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's the issue that it's 4 days of practice. I don't know why people want to put critics on that, but I disagree with that. Don't put no critics on it. Don't do that. I think at this time it's 4 days of practice, and it's going to get better, and they're going to come home with gold. That's just what it is. You can't be mad at it. But the bigger topic on hand that I really want to talk about is Derek White. Replace Kawhi Leonard on the team. Now, this is a very interesting topic here, but let's be fucking for real. Let's be freaking for real here. And I'm going to be 100% pure to y'all on this. Why the fuck is Kawhi Leonard on this Team USA in the first place? Why? Why is he on his team? Let's just be for real. I understand the talent is there for Kawhi Leonard to be on his team. But this man has not played since April, since the beginning of the NBA playoffs. Kawhi Leonard been nursing this injury since April. I'm confused, Kawhi Leonard. I'm confused. Like, why would you decide to come to a Team USA knowing you're not 100% healthy? Same thing for Kevin Durant. Why would you pick to come to Team USA when you're not 100% healthy? How is y'all athletes actually taking care of y'all bodies now? Because there's no way that LeBron James is damn near 40 years old, and people can say what y'all want about LeBron James, and I don't give 2 shits. LeBron James, like, he in the best shape of his life every single damn year. You don't really see him sitting out like that. I mean, you do, but he still puts up numbers like he's like he's in his early 30s. I'm not a big fan of LeBron James, but facts are facts. Facts are facts. And I'm tired of Kawhi Leonard sitting out, but then you sat out the whole playoffs, but you thought that it was okay for you to just be on this Team USA knowing you're not 100% healthy? What's going on, Kyle, man? What's up? What's going on? But like I said before, man, it's today's NBA. But if that was today's NBA, LeBron would be doing the same thing. But LeBron ain't doing that. Steph Curry could be doing the same thing, but Steph Curry, he's not doing that. I see why that Team USA decided to have somebody replace Kawhi Leonard. I see why. Because Kawhi Leonard is stealing money at this point. People can say what y'all want. He's stealing money at this point. The guy stayed hurt all of a sudden. He hasn't played. He hasn't been healthy in the last 8 years. Since he won the championship from Toronto. Let's be for real. Let's be absolutely for real about this. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Kawhi Leonard coming up here thinking that he's still one of the best players in the league. When healthy, he is. He is one of the best players in the league. But when is he healthy? And I see why Paul George left. And he signed an extension. He signed an extension with the Clippers. I see why Paul George left. KD's a great player, but he stayed hurt. But I knew this was going to happen with Kevin Durant. I knew this was going to happen because let's be completely honest here. Kevin Durant is so goddamn thin, it don't look like he goes to the gym. He's so skinny. Ain't no meat on Kevin Durant. No meat on Kevin Durant. Absolutely not. He looked like a toothpick out there. I see why he roll his ankle and have calf strains, because y'all don't take care of y'all bodies like y'all supposed to. Let's be for real. I'm sorry, but Kawhi Leonard should never been picked on this team because of his history of injuries. Same thing for Kevin Durant. But hey, you want to put the best against the best. I get it. But this is why. And I'm gonna go to it, because we got to get to another part of this Olympics, and I don't want to be on these topics too long. But according to Grant Hill, to actually help put the teams together, he is a Team USA executive. And he did state that we felt like we had to pivot in not getting to the particulars in terms of what went into the decision, but we felt it was the best interest in both also and the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard's best interest to move on in a different direction. Grant Hill said on Wednesday evening in a news conference before Team USA first exhibition game against Team Canada at T-Mobile Arena, we tried, and I think we all tried it. We gave it a valid effort, and unfortunately, we had to move forward. Asking directly whether that meant if Hill, by the extension of Team USA decision, sent Leonard home, he said. We did, and ultimately he was sent home, but we are in conversations with the Clippers on that. So when it comes to Kawhi Leonard's status, it was up in the air coming into training camp anyway. After he missed the final 3 games of the Clippers' first round playoffs against the Dallas Mavericks with a right knee inflammation, and Kawhi Leonard said over the weekend that he wasn't able to be fully back onto the court or work out normally until about 2 weeks before training camp began. At which point, he said he finally believed he was able to take part in this year's Olympics. What? What? So you had knee inflammation since the beginning of the playoffs. And we sit up here and he's still not healthy. But y'all still allow him on this team, right? Y'all still allow him on this team, knowing that he still had this knee inflammation. Y'all still selected him. Where it could have been, you could have gotten Jaylen Brown, which I'm gonna get into next. But you could have found somebody that was just as caliber as Kawhi Leonard. I'm not taking nothing away from Derek White. He just came in and now he's out of here, right? Exactly. He just came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. It makes no sense at all. I'm sick of it with Kawhi Leonard. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I'm tired of being tired with Kawhi Leonard. It makes me sick to my stomach with Kawhi Leonard at this point. It does. Now, am I taking anything away from him? No, I'm not. Do I think Kawhi Leonard's a talented player? Yes. And when he's healthy, he's a top 10 player in his league. Absolutely. But when has he been healthy? That is the biggest question. When the last time you actually saw a full, healthy Kawhi Leonard? You can't find one. You can't find one. But moving on. So Derek White does replace Kawhi Leonard in the USA Olympic team. Now I'm going to sip my ginger ale for this one. What's going on, Myra? What's going on? But Kawhi Leonard, Derek White gets replaced by Kawhi Leonard. I'm not a fan of it that Derek White got picked over Jaylen Brown. Now, from what I first heard, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I thought that probably Jaylen Brown didn't take the offer. If they did offer it to him, he just turned it down. Like, I just want to take a break. I just won the NBA championship, blah, 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 blah. But this morning, This morning I saw on the Get Up, and he wrote a tweet to Nike. He's like, this is what we doing? So now it might be drama with the Boston Celtics because the fact that now you have Derek White there and no Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown's probably feeling like that he's being put on the back burner and everybody's getting the star power. I mean, Jason Tatum just got paid. Derek White just got paid. Drew Holiday got paid. Jaylen Brown got paid, last year? Do I take anything away from Derek White? No, I don't. I don't take nothing away from Derek White. But this should have been Jaylen Brown's spot. I'm sorry. I don't think that Derek White was the better choice. I don't think he was the better choice than Jaylen Brown. I just don't think so. That man has dominated the playoffs. He dominated the playoffs. You can't tell me another player in the NBA Finals or in the playoffs that had a better playoff run than Jaylen Brown. You can't tell me. From round one to now, you cannot tell me who had a better individual run. Let's be real. It's definitely not Jason Tatum. It's definitely not Drew Holiday. It's definitely not Derek White. It's damn near Jaylen Brown. And the fact that he got snubbed over Derek White, I understand it. But if you want a Kawhi Leonard 2.0, that's what you're getting out of Jaylen Brown. You're getting a Kawhi Leonard 2.0 that could do it on both sides of the floor. Derek White is a great defender. I'm not taking that away from him. He's a good player. But Jaylen Brown is great. And mind you, him and Jason Tatum complement off each other when they on the floor. So there's no way that you sit here and you have Derek White replace Kawhi Leonard, where you had a caliber of a Kawhi Leonard player like Jaylen Brown. Their game is very similar. I think Jaylen Brown's a little bit more agile than Kawhi Leonard because sometimes Kawhi Leonard can really be stiff. But at the same time, I really feel like this was Jaylen Brown's selection. And I feel like Team USA kind of dropped the ball on that. Because Jaylen Brown don't get the big endorsements. He don't really get the true notoriety. At the end of the day, Jason Tatum is Batman and they have Jaylen Brown as Rodman. Which in the playoffs, Jaylen Brown was the Batman. And Jason Tatum was the Rodman. Let's just keep it funky. Let's keep it absolutely funky. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like with the disrespect of Jaylen Brown not being on his team is crazy to me. But I'm not taking nothing away from Derek White. I'm just not. Derek White didn't even get a chance to play the next game. You know what I'm saying? Didn't even get a chance to play the next game. So for me, thinking that Jaylen Brown is going to make this team and find out it's Derek White, I just think it's just mad BS to me. It's mad BS. And I feel like that man, Jaylen Brown, needs his notoriety. I feel like it's disrespect to have him sit up here and win a championship, be the Finals MVP, win Eastern Conference MVP, had one of the best individual runs in probably his career, and for him to be snubbed by a secondary guy in Derek White. So now Brad Stevens got issues on his hands once the season starts. He's going to have issues on his hands with the Boston Celtics because now Jaylen Brown is going to feel some type of way going into the offseason. Oh, he's going to have a field day with this. But I get it. You already got Drew Holiday. You got Jason Tatum. And you could have put Jaylen Brown there instead of Derek White. But I don't know what they saw in Derek White. And maybe it was this, right? Okay, let me say this. Maybe it was this. Maybe that Derek White can come in and fit in a team role instead of an individual role, right? So this is probably the only reason why I say Derek White made the team. because he knows how to play his role. He don't have to play the stardom, the lights, and the glamour, and all the stuff that superstars need on this platform. So they brought in a guy like Derek White that doesn't care about none of that, that's going to get in the dirt and, do what he do. I'm not saying Jaylen Brown doesn't do that. I'm not saying that he does it, because he does. The boy is a dog. But I think they wanted a more team fit instead of an individual fit for Derek White instead of Jaylen Brown. And I hate that. I hate it so bad, but I get it. I get it. I hate it so bad, but I get it. But it is what it is. You gotta rock out. You know what I'm saying? You have to rock out. So when it comes down to it at the end of the day, you just gotta, do your best. Do your best. And I think Jaylen Brown's gonna make the team. He's gonna be on the next Olympic team. I promise you that. Okay. Since we got Team USA out the way, right? Now, I would love for y'all in the chat. To agree with this. But before we get into any other news, we got a few other news that's going on around the NBA. The NBA reaches a $76 billion media rights deal. You do have Porter that pleads guilty in the betting scandal. So Jonte Porter has pleaded guilty in the case tied to a NBA betting scandal. And then you have Sadiq Bey. It agrees to a 3-year, $20 million deal with the Washington Wizards. And then you have the Grizzlies saying that the Grizzlies coaches saying that John Morant is clear for full contact, coaches said. So John Morant he's definitely able to come back in full contact. It's some other things that could be talked about in the NBA, but this is the last one I want to talk about here. And it's about the Dallas Mavericks. And my question to y'all in the chat, and I love for y'all to interact with this one in the chat. Where does Klay Thompson put the Mavs in the West since they signed him? So what number in the Western Conference you put the when you put the Mavericks at right now? I'm singing with the Jazz for the league minimum. I'm signing the Jazz for the league minimum. What's going on, Rodney Laborde? What's up with you, man? What's going on with you? But when it comes to the Western Conference, right? And I'm gonna just be completely real here. I don't know where to put the Dallas Mavericks at in this Western Conference. I really don't. With Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and now Klay Thompson, they made some other moves, but I still think the way this roster is set, this roster is pretty old as the Dallas Mavericks. You get what I'm saying? They're pretty old. They're not old, but they old. Rodney says, Mavs 3, Nuggets 1, 2 Wolves. I'm sorry, but why is everybody sleeping on the Oklahoma City Thunder? Let's just be for real here. They had the best offseason in basketball. Najee Marshall and Quentin Grimes. Yeah, that was the other two that they got. Me, if I had to rank them, right? OKC is number 1 in the West. OKC is number 1 in the West. On paper, as of right now. Because even though it looks good on paper, it probably won't translate to the NBA. But for me, as of right now, sitting here on July 11, 2024, I have OKC at number 1. I have the Timberwolves at number 2. I have the Timberwolves at number 2 because I just feel like the Timberwolves, if Karl Anthony Towns in those playoffs does not slack off, it's a different team we're talking about. And this is why I slide Denver at number 3. I slide Denver at number 3 is because the loss of KCP. The loss of KCP is big for the Denver Nuggets. You could tell that they lost when they lost Bruce Brown the year before after they won the title. It changed the whole dynamic when you lose those type of players in free agency. So, and I didn't see Denver go out and get nobody to replace a Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And KCP was a very valuable asset for the Denver Nuggets. You know, I mean, only thing OKC needs to prove they're the youngest team in basketball. They are, but they're the youngest team in basketball right now. They gotten better. They did bring in Isaiah Hartenstein from the New York Knicks. I think that was a hell of a move that OKC went out and got. They traded for Alex Caruso. That's another great veteran defender that you have there. They is building a culture in OKC. They are. And Denver needs to get on the roll if they want to be back on the top of the West. But I'm going to have to put the Cavaliers at 4. I'm going to have to put the Cavaliers at 4. So I will have OKC at 1, Minnesota 2, Denver 3, Mavs 4. That's how I got it in this top 4. In the rest, after 5, the rest is history. I don't know who's going to be at 5 in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't know. Not Cavs, Mavs. I meant the Mavs. I know. I meant the Mavs. But like I said, OKC 1, Minnesota 2, Denver 3, and Mavs 4. Even with Klay Thompson there, it's still a roster that needs to be built in Dallas. It needs to be built. Because you're still going to need a supporting cast with a Luka Doncic, with a Klay Thompson, and a Kyrie Irving. You're still going to need that. They do not have, or you could put Memphis there if John Morant is 100%. It's 100% good. If he's coming off, if this injury is 100% like they say he is, like he's a full participant, then I'll put Memphis 5th. But what Dallas' situation is, you're going to have to figure out a roster construction to help them get back to that NBA Finals, which I don't think Dallas would go back to the NBA Finals. They're just going to be a playoff team at this point. Because now you need a support cast. There's no Tim Hardaway there. Y'all traded away Green. It's a few players that's no longer there that was part of this championship run. So like I said before, I will put the Mavs at number 4 in the West since they signed Klay Thompson. I mean, Quentin Grimes is okay. You know, Najee Marshall is okay. But I don't think it's enough to win the Western Conference again. I just don't think so. But we're going to move on and take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. Move on and take a quick break here at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. We greatly appreciate y'all watching and getting in all the topics. We're going to definitely get into these NFL topics, talk about the New York Giants and how they were able to make a mistake with Saquon Barkley's negotiations and why he went to the Philadelphia Eagles. How concerned are we about Dak Prescott? You know, talking about him as well, and who is the best quarterback in the NFC right now. So with that being said, y'all, we will be right back. And we're going to talk a little bit of WNBA and college football, and we're going to talk a little bit of MLB as well. It's the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. It will be back in a few seconds. So don't forget us, man, and we'll be right back.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins. And I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. Thank y'all for tuning in again for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. We definitely do appreciate y'all, man. We really do appreciate y'all talking all that NBA talk with me, man. But like I said, make sure y'all go to wenergy.gg. The link is definitely in the description. Get 10% off your purchase at checkout. And make sure y'all go and check out them energy drinks, your mugs, your cups, anything that you need to know about wenergy.com. Make sure y'all go check it out and get your energy drinks there. And make sure y'all go to Bet Us. If you want to bet, you get 125% off your initial deposit. So please make sure you go to betus.com and use promo code and use the link in the description to start betting on your teams. And if you want to go to a live event, you want to go to a sporting event, anything of that nature, make sure you go to SeatGeek.com and use the promo code Darion Hopkins. Well, actually, D Hopkins get $20 off your first purchase. If you do want to donate to the channel, make sure y'all go on the super chat and do that on YouTube. If y'all want to do it on Cash App, the Cash App is $D Hopkins Show. So thank y'all for coming in to the show. We really do appreciate y'all being here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. And we love what y'all do and support and everything else. Cameron, what's going on, guy? And I'm happy that you're here, so brother, because I got a bone to pick with the New York Giants. Yes, I do. I got a bone to pick with the New York Giants when it comes to NFL news. And only reason why I got to pick with the New York Giants because I know Hard Knocks is coming around. Hard Knocks is coming around, and we all know the little video that came out about Saquon Barkley in his negotiations, right, with the New York Giants during the offseason. And I don't know what they're doing here, but let me just do this real quick. Hold on. Let me just do this real quick, and I'm going to play this clip of, your organization trying to tell Saquon Barkley to test the market. I'm going to just play it. I'm going to just roll this clip for y'all. And let me see if y'all let me know if the New York Giants made a mistake on the Saquon Barkley negotiation. Check this out.
Hello?
Saquon.
Yeah, what's up?
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm chilling. Just chilling with the fam.
You in Jersey right now?
Yeah, I'm in Jersey right now.
Yeah. How's the off season been? You doing anything?
Yeah, I've been good. Traveled a little bit, but just starting to get back into the grind of off season treatments.
Yeah. All right. So I just talked to Ed Barry, and I think just mulling over this, the right thing to do is let you test the market and see what your value is. I don't want to do the franchise thing or all that stuff again. I don't want to go through that. We've both been through that. If you really want to be a Giant for life and you're interested in staying here and coming back, just see what your market is and then have Ed come back to us and we'll see if we can come to an agreement.
All right, I appreciate that.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Can you give me your word on that, or you're not going to give us a chance?
What do you mean? Like circling back?
Yeah.
I mean, I already told you where I want to be, so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. We'll go out and see what the market says. I think it's the right thing to do. I love you, man. I appreciate everything you did for the organization. The 2 years I was here, and I'm not saying we're not going to get something done, but I think it's right if if for some reason it doesn't work out, that you know that the organization thinks the world of you and everything you've done. But hopefully, you go out there, you see the market, and you say, you know what, I want to be here, and you give us a shout back.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, Saquon, I'll talk to you.
Did the New York Giants really drop the ball with Saquon Barkley? Hell yeah, they did. Absolutely, they did. After watching that goddamn clip on Hard Knocks with the New York Giants, y'all didn't want to franchise tag that man again and told him to test the market? What are we doing here? What are we doing here at this point? Saquon Barkley is probably the best player on that New York Giants football team right now when it comes to that roster. And for y'all to say that we're going to let you test the market, we're not going to tag you anymore and see what the market offers, and y'all want him to circle the block after that? Oh, the Philadelphia Eagles pulled the trigger. They pulled the trigger on Saquon Barkley. Oh, they did a phenomenal job getting him to Philadelphia. And Saquon, you could tell that he was so disinterested on that phone call. You can see it. You can see it on Saquon Barkley's face. No, I mean, you can't, not his face, but you can hear it in his voice on that phone call with the Giants organization. He did say he wanted to be a Giant. He did say that. He said, you know where I want to be. But the fact that you told him to test the market, and then you had the nerve to say, if you don't come back here, we wish you the best. The organization appreciates you. That means you didn't look like you really was going to get him at all. You was like, okay, I'm washing my hands with this at this point. What? You decide to pay Daniel Jones, a mediocre quarterback, over your franchise player in Saquon Barkley. Giants fans, let's be the fuck for real. Stop playing with this. Because what the hell Daniel Jones has done for the New York Giants since he's been drafted there? Let's just be for real. What has Daniel Jones done? He has done a goddamn thing for that organization to get paid the way he paid, and you don't want to pay Saquon Barkley that money? I see why the Eagles got him. I see why the Eagles got him. Because Saquon Barkley said, F you, I'm going to stay in this division and play y'all twice and kick y'all ass. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to kick the Giants' ass twice a year. The Giants is looking like the Las Vegas Raiders when it comes to certain acquisitions and certain moves. I mean, right now the Raiders ain't doing much, but at the end of the day, it sounds like some old Raider shit. It does. I am not impressed with the New York Giants when it comes to that. Y'all let that man walk for nothing. Y'all didn't try to trade. Y'all didn't try to trade him or nothing. Y'all just let him walk out your doors, saying thank you for your time. We really appreciate y'all. I don't get it. But Saquon Barkley, you're on a championship team with the Philadelphia Eagles, and I can't be mad at you, bro. I can't be mad at you. Because at the end of the day, you went somewhere that a team actually values you and actually cares about you and is going to run the football and not drive you into the ground. Let's just be for real. Let's just be for real here. So at the end of the day, Saquon Barkley, you did what you were supposed to do. You did what you were supposed to do, bro. And that's exactly what you did. Bye-bye, New York. Bye-bye. But let's move it on. Let's move on. And we're going to talk about the quarterback, Dak Prescott. Oh, my God. Dak Prescott, ladies and gentlemen. And this, I don't really like to talk about the Dallas Cowboys a lot on my channel because, you know, I'm a diehard Raiders fan. But how much are we concerned about Dak Prescott at this point? Now, I don't know if y'all saw this picture or not, but it was a picture out there that he was in a walking boot on vacation, on a retreat, and Dak Prescott does indicate that his right ankle is healthy. Now, I wouldn't be surprised that he has on an ankle boot, right? I mean, I'm not surprised at that. Because the only reason why I'm not surprised at it because it could be anything. He probably want to protect his foot. Who knows? All the work that he's been putting in, he probably went a little bit too far in training. I don't know. But right now, Dak Prescott in this situation where he's in the contract negotiations and Michael Parsons is not paid yet. Dak is not paid. CeeDee Lamb is not paid. None of them didn't get no extensions yet. So if I'm the Dallas Cowboys and he has on an ankle boot or ankle brace or whatever it looks like, you better pay your franchise quarterback, or Dak is going to walk next season when he's actually a free agent. So if I am y'all, the Dallas Cowboys organization, because it's going to be a lot of players that's not going to be there next year for Dallas. It's just not. And you want to keep Dak as a Cowboy and retire as a Cowboy, you need to get him a new contract. But the question is he really worth it? And where do we rank him at as top 5 quarterbacks in the NFC? That's another question. You got to think about it. You got the Jared Goffs of the world. You got the Jordan Loves of the world. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the best quarterback in the NFC, it's a lot to talk about when it comes to that. Definitely a lot to talk about. There's no way you can sit here and say that Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the NFC. I don't see that happening. I don't. Jordan Love and Jared Goff, there are some guys that can be arguably better than Dak Prescott in this present moment, because at the end of the day, Dak Prescott got to win playoff games. He got to win the shits when it matters. And that's what something Dak has not able to do being in the Cowboys uniform, because he's cursed. He's with the Dallas Cowboys. He's cursed. And he's going to have to win some. He's going to have to win games for him to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC. Stats are absolutely fine. You could tell me that. But the concern of Dak Prescott at this point, what's going on, Key? What's up with you, Key? Thank you for coming in. I really do appreciate it. But when it comes to Dak Prescott, right? And when it comes to him as a quarterback, people think that he's the best quarterback in the NFC right now. People think that he's better than Jalen Hurts. People think that he's better than Jared Goff. He's better than Jordan Love because he threw for 5,000 passing yards last year. But he's got his ass spanked by the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs. Let's make that shit make sense. Please do. What makes Dak Prescott the best quarterback in the NFC? Absolutely nothing. He has to learn how to win when it matters. Because you throwing for 5,000 passing yards and the touchdown interception ratio is different. 2 playoff wins in 8 years. But he's the best quarterback in the NFC. I'm confused on that. And Dak Prescott, I understand he was in his ankle brace, ankle boot, or whatever. I'm not really too concerned about his injury at this point. But if I'm the Dallas Cowboys and I'm the general manager or whoever is for the Dallas Cowboys, you know what I need to be doing? If you want to keep Dak Prescott here for the rest of his career, you need to sign him. But you don't rock out. You don't give him all that. You don't give him top 5 money. I don't care. You don't give Dak Prescott top 5 money. You don't give him top 5 money. You just don't. And right now, Dak Prescott has to prove to the world that he can at least get to an NFC divisional playoff game. He got to prove can even get at least to an NFC championship. He has not done that with all the weapons that he has around him. I'm not saying Dak Prescott is a scrub. He just has to learn how to prove. He has to prove himself. There's no shade. He got to prove himself Just because he threw for 5,000 pass yards don't mean a goddamn thing at all. It just doesn't. But I'm not concerned about Dak Prescott's health. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned if he could come in here and bring Dallas Cowboys some type of relief, get the monkey off their back or something of that nature. Is he the quarterback to do it? That's what I'm concerned about. Do the Dallas Cowboys need to move on from Dak Prescott? And right now it's uncertainty, because if he does get an extension, right? Micah gets an extension, right? CeeDee Lamb gets an extension, right? Then it's time to win now. No more losses in the playoffs. Your goal as a Dallas Cowboys right now is getting past the wild card in the divisional. If you can't get past those two, it's a goddamn failure. And I said what I said. But if Dak Prescott does not get a contract by the end of this upcoming season, I promise you this. We'll come back to this one. Make sure y'all stamp this at 4:54 on a Thursday, July 11th, 2024, that Dak Prescott would no longer be a Dallas Cowboy if he doesn't get a contract this year. He would not be a Dallas Cowboy. He will test the free agent market and he will find somewhere to go. Somebody will do it. I wouldn't be surprised if these motherfuckers behind me. I would not be surprised if they do it. I don't want it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. I wouldn't be surprised. So like I said, I'm not concerned with him as far as injuries go, but I am concerned with him if he can win in Dallas. And me personally, a change of scenery might be for Dak Prescott at this point. It might be for Dak Prescott at this point, but we're going to move forward and we're going to switch gears, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to switch gears because we did the NBA. We did the NFL. Key, you missed the first two segments with, Saquon Barkley and stuff of that nature. You missed the part. I mean, we talked about Dak Prescott. We talked about who might be the best quarterback in the NFC. Me personally is Jared Goff or Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a debate with that. But we're going to move on and we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about the WNBA. Of course, we're going to talk about the W, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the W, if I'm doing that correctly. I'm going to be talking about the W because the queen herself, Asia Wilson, always finds a way to fucking surprise me. She always does. She finds a way to surprise me. She's on a cover of NBA 2K 2025. What? Her and Jason Tatum is on the cover? But it's bigger than that at this point. She got a signature sneaker coming out next year from Nike, but she's just been playing like the MVP that she is. She had 24 points, 20 rebounds, her first 2020 game. And they beat the Seattle Storm 84-79. It was the 21st 2020 game in WNBA history. Wilson is second in Aces franchise history, following Natalie Williams of the Utah Stars in 2001. In 2001, I was a freshman in high school. When that shit happened. But Asia Wilson also had 4 blocks, 3 steals, and along with 20 rebounds. And she said she felt like that side I take personal, and that is the defensive side. It's crazy to me, though. If you would have asked me my rookie of the year, it was like, what defense? I'm never playing it. But I've learned defense wins games for championships for you, and not really have to be locked in. And this is what Asia Wilson is saying, not me. This is what Asia Wilson is saying, y'all. Wilson joined Sylvia Fowles 2021 as the only players in WNBA history with 3 games of 20 points, 20 rebounds, 3+ steals, and 3+ blocks. Both games are against the Seattle Storm. Now, right now, Asia Wilson is second in WNBA in rebounding with 11.5 rebounds a game to Chicago Sky's rookie, Angel Reese, with 11.9 rebounds a game. So she's used to big numbers on the board, but not quite as big. Now, getting 20 rebounds, this is what she said, getting 20 rebounds, my shot wasn't even going. So I was just like, I got to do something out there to help the team. She didn't travel to Seattle just for cardio, Wilson joked. So she turned out on the rebounds, and she did. And she did. Also on Wednesday, like I said, also on Wednesday, she's going to be the WNBA cover athlete of NBA 2K25. That will be released in September. It's crazy. Even in that win against Seattle Storm last night, Jackie Young had 27 points, including a three-pointer from the corner with 4:32 left in the game. The Las Vegas Aces 48-45 lead. Drew Lloyd had a great game. It was just a good game overall, but at the end of the day, the Seattle Storm won. The Las Vegas Aces won. Cool. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to talk about some more WNBA because I love to get praise to my WNBA players. But Angel Reese again secures a 14 straight double-double, ladies and gentlemen. A 14 straight double-double. Now, Angel Reese secured her 14 straight double-double in closing seconds to extend the WNBA record, and the Chicago Sky beat the Atlanta Dream 78-69 on Wednesday. Kennedy Carter had 19 points and forced a jump ball with 1:03 left, and Chicago leading 70-69. Atlanta's coach Tanisha Wright was called for a technical foul following the play, but Dana Evans missed her first 3 free throws in the season of 33 attempts. Now, Chicago did take the possession, and Carter sank the jumper from the free throw line, making a 72-69 lead. After Atlanta missed, Carter found Reese wide open under the basket for a 5-point lead with 25.8 seconds left. Now, Evans did still an inbounds pass. It was fouled with 20.6 seconds left. And right before that, free throws for Chicago, Marina Marbe blocked the Atlanta shot and quickly passed it to Reese and was fouled with 6.4 seconds left. Angel Reese got a friendly roll with the first attempt to complete the double-double. Now, Angel Reese, who surpassed my Tennessee legend and one of my favorite players that ever played in the WNBA, Kansas Parker, for the longest double-double streak in history on Sunday, finishing with 11 points, 13 rebounds for Chicago, which is them 9-12 right now, still trying to get that playoff spot. And Camila Cardoso also had a double-double with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and it was the third time this season that Angel Reese and Cardoso recorded a double-double in the same game, and that's most by a rookie duo in WNBA history. We had Alicia Gray with 20 points for Atlanta. Haley Jones and Naz Hillman each scored 12 points, and the Dream are without Ryan Howard, Jordan Canada, and Ariel Power. So they're really struggling over there. They are really, really struggling over there for the WNBA. But Angel Reese is starting to make this double-double thing a very easy thing. Very easy thing. And I can't even be mad at it. I can't even be mad at it. And the rookie race is so close, Shaw. The rookie race is so close. It's very, very close. And then you had Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark definitely had a great game. Yesterday as well. So, but they did not win the game. That's the problem. They didn't win the game. You know what I'm saying? They lost to the Washington Mystics 88-80, 89-84, which was a tough loss. It was definitely a tough loss, but Caitlin Clark had a great game. I mean, Atkins for the Mystics did have 26 points for the Mystics, but who overcome Caitlin Clark's 29 points to beat the Fever 89-84. Now, when it comes to that box score for Caitlin Clark, she played her ass off. I'm not going to lie. She played her ass off, but the team could not get the win. If you look at the score, each quarter, Washington won the first quarter. Washington won the second. Well, I mean, if you look at it, Washington won the first quarter 26-17. They won the second quarter 25-20. They won the third quarter 25-18. Indiana only won the fourth quarter. That's what made it close. But Caitlin Clark had a great game. I'm not going to sit here and lie. The girl played 38 minutes. She was 7 of 14 from the field, 5 of 9 from the three-point line. She went to the free throw line 11 times. She had 4 rebounds. She had 5 rebounds, 13 assists, 5 steals, 3 blocks, and 29 points. Her turnovers can be a little bit better for Caitlin Clark. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Caitlin Clark. I really kind of prefer Angel Reese to be Rookie of the Year over Caitlin Clark. But I get why people want to say this. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie, and she does have to get her turnovers down to an aspect. It is just crazy how Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are both going for Rookie of the Year, and they both working their asses off to get to a playoff spot in these WNBA playoffs. Because honestly, me personally, if I'm the WNBA, I would find a way for both teams to be in the playoffs because they are must-see TV. I don't care if they're not like they're not even a top 5 team in their conference. But when you watch a Chicago Sky and an Indiana Fever game, you better have on your seatbelt because it is a physical game. It is personal, and these two teams do not like each other. They just don't. They don't like each other, bro. They just don't. And I love that. I love that so much. So, I mean, we definitely need to look at it from that aspect when you look at Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and how much they put in so much notoriety on the game. But Asia Wilson's doing the same thing. Everybody in the league is taking a part in what we're seeing right now from the W. And I love it. I love it. But if I am the W, yes, I said the W, if I said that correct, if I did that correctly, I just wish that the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever gets in the playoffs. I really hope so. Yeah, I really hope so. That will be fun. But we're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a quick break before I get into the last couple of topics here. We're going to talk about some college football where we have, with Deion Sanders, Colorado must protect Shedeur Sanders in the Big 12. You got some post-spring football sleeper picks, know what's ahead in 2024 and what impact of reduced roster size in college football. We're going to talk about it all here, and we're going to talk about the tonight's slates for MLB, and we're going to be out y'all way. But it's the Darion Hopkins Show, and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show Season 2, Ep.11. Up here on the Darion Hopkins Show, we are live on Rumble. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Twitch and Twitter as well. So make sure y'all follow me on all those social media platforms at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show and TikTok at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. And we would love for y'all to donate to the channel. Use the Cash App $D Hopkins Show, or you could use any of the platforms to send donations to help the channel out. And make sure we'll watch all the audio podcasts here on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. But we are back, man, and we are coming to the tail end of this show of episode 11 of season 2 of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. We're going to talk about some college football here. And we have some situations come up with college football, and we're going to get right to the nitty-gritty of it. And what would be the I can't even get the words out. What would be the impact of a reduced roster size in college football? Now, if roster sizes are dramatically, reduced in college football as a part of an anticipated transformation of college sports, I'll say in resort to a settlement agreements in federal antitrust laws against the NCAA, and some sorts of medicines and directors, athletic trainers, coaches and administrators could fear it and cause increased injuries and mental health problems for student athletes. Now, I can say for conferences throughout the mulling weather to reduce the size of FBS football, rosters from many up to 130 to 140 players down to 100 players or fewer. Now, the Power Four conferences, which you have the ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12, and the SEC, seems to be eyeing the roster size from about 100 to 110 players, sources tell ESPN. Now, the commissioners, now I can say the commissioners are scheduled to meet again Friday to discuss this issue. Now, quote unquote, they did say in college football, the attrition in injury rates and time loss are significantly higher than other sports. Now, Brian Merkstresser, a chairman of the National Athletic Trainers Association and Intercollegiate Council on Sports Medicine, he said the roster sizes are going to need to reflect those injuries and time loss of expectation of we know we're going to have good players who give an injury that's going to miss not a majority of the season, but a significant portion of the season. Now, roster sizes will still account for that is the essence that if players go down and drastically increases the amount of repetitions, intensity, and those things to the healthy players that are still anticipating. Now, I can say that the NCAA conferences voted late May to move forward to a multi-billion-dollar agreement to settle the 3 pending federal antitrust cases. Under the proposal of these deals, the NCAA will pay more than $2.7 billion in back damages over the next 10 years from former college athletes who was deprived of earning money from their name and image and likeness. The plan is also to include revenue sharing plan that will allow schools to distribute $20 million annually to their athletes. Now, I'm not going to get into far when it comes to this situation here. I think reduced sizing in college football will be very, very tough because the way things are when it comes to college football, you go off your depth chart, you go off of how you put people in here. You got walk-ons, you got recruits, you got people that's trying to find a roster spot that been there for like 2 years and decided they wanted to play football. It's a lot that goes into it with this situation. Do I feel like roster sizes should be downplayed for college football? I don't think so. If you want to move it down to 100 to 110, yes, but I think you don't go under 100, but you don't go under 100. I just don't think you should. Why would you go under 100 in college football where college football is a really tough sport? I'm telling you, college football is probably as physical as the NFL. You see more crazy injuries in college football than you do in the NFL. And I'm just being completely honest. College football is more exciting to me in the NFL, and I think college football is more aggressive to me in the NFL. So for y'all to try to do roster downsizes in college football, that's going to be tough. You're going to have to figure out, this player go down and that player go down. What do we do next? You probably have your practice squad and your scout team for college football, when y'all in practices and stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's a great idea to do roster size. I don't think you should shrink it. I don't think so. Because you've finally given everybody a chance to probably step on a football field probably one time out of the year like Rudy. Like Rudy. That's crazy. I just said that. That's crazy. But at the end of the day, I still feel like when it comes to roster size, I just don't think it's a good idea to do it. It's not in his best interest, in my personal opinion. Not in the best interest. So moving on from that, and I really hope they really come to a deal to a point where it's not going to be under 100 players on a football team. I just think that's just not realistic in my opinion. But moving on to the post-game football sleeper picks to know about ahead going into 2024. Little more than a month and a half. We are a month and a half until college football is back in a full swing. We're taking a full swing at this and looking at players who can consider themselves sleepers into the 2024 season with the post-spring top 25 team. Now, from a true freshman who can make a name for themselves, and players are coming back off an injury to transfers looking to make an immediate impact, and plenty of players to keep their eyes on. Now, this is according to ESPN, ladies and gentlemen. This is according to ESPN, and I have to say, number one is the Georgia Bulldogs, but the sleeper pick is Jonell Agreo. Now, it's difficult to pick the sleeper from this roster loaded from 5-star prospects. But the safety, Jonell Agrero, is a limited last season with a hamstring injury and suffered in preseason camp, has 7 tackles for 1 pass and breakup in 12 games, contributing to the most special teams in defense. But he'll continue the season compete with the other 2 vacated spots by Tyreek Smith and Javon Bullard. And Agreo was number 3 safety prospect in the class of 2023. We got Ohio State at number 2 with Sonny Styles. Ain't that crazy? He got my name. Sonny Styles? That's crazy. You know, I feel good about that. But the revival of Alabama safety transfer in 2023 SEC Freshman of the Year, Caleb Downs, the Buckeyes slid Sonny Styles from safety to linebacker this offseason with a 39-inch vertical and a 10-foot, 9-inch broad jump and a 6'3", 238-pound Styles now figures among the country dynamic players at the position and of defense loaded with playmakers. Then you have the Texas Longhorns at number 3 with Amari Nilblack. That's definitely coming back for a great year. You know, how to recruit transfers from Alabama to Texas doesn't quite qualify as a sleeper in my opinion, but he definitely hasn't broken out yet. He's 6'4", 231-pound tight end that arrives in Austin after catching 21 passes in 2 seasons for the Crimson Tide. You do got number 4 with the Oregon Duck with Tatum Tomodi. You got number 5 with Riley Mills for the sleeper pick for the Fighting Irish. You have Ole Miss Rebels. You have Rashad Amos. That's going to be another one. Number 7, Alabama Crimson Tide with Quai Rushaw. You have him. So you got Missouri with Brett Norfleet. You got the Utah Utes at number 9 with Dejon Stanley. Number 10, the national champions. The national champions in the Michigan Wolverines, where they have Marlon Klein as another guy that's going to come in. Number 11, Florida State with Blake Nicholson. Number 12, Penn State with A.J. Harris. You have NC State Wolfpack with Sean Brown, which is at 13. 14, the LSU Tigers with Deshaun Womack. And my guys, the Tennessee Volunteers at number 15, which I think we should be higher on this list, but near or say there. The running back Peyton Lewis was among the Volunteers that most conveyed the prospects in the class of 2024 and could end up on the field early and often as the team left a proven backfield with the leading rusher Jalen Wright and Jabari Small left after last season, and Dylan Sampson probably doesn't have the size or the blocking ability to be every down back. Now, you do have Lewis from Saline, Virginia, was a 5-time sprint champion in high school. He had 373 yards and 4 touchdowns on 30 carries in a Class 4A semifinal game in 2023. I'm looking forward to that as a Tennessee Vol fan. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm sorry. Definitely looking forward to that. I like that. Then you have number 16, the Clemson Tigers with Wade Woodhouse. Number 17 with Kansas State, the Wildcats with Dylan Edwards. Oklahoma Sooners at number 18 with Danny Okore. Then you have Oklahoma State at number 19 with Obi Igazobo. I don't know how you pronounce the name. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Then you have the Arizona Wildcats at number 20 with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Number 21, the Virginia Tech Hokies with Keyshawn Burgos. Number 22 with the Kansas Jayhawks with Javier Darrett. And then you have number 23 with the Iowa Buckeyes at Caden Wetjen. And then you have number 24 with the Miami Hurricanes was Isaiah Horton. And number 25 for the USC Trojans, Zion Branch. So that is your top 25 post spring game sleeper pick. So definitely make a look on that. If you want to go on ESPN and read that, you can definitely go in there. And this is according to ESPN as well. But we want to get more into this college football break real quick. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And that is the Colorado Buffaloes, ladies and gentlemen. Deion Sanders is back in the news again. He is back in the news again. Talk about them Colorado Buffaloes with the national notoriety that he gets being Coach Prime. Y'all know what it is, man. Coach Prime is just that dude. But he does say that Colorado must protect the QB to compete in the Big 12. Now, I'm going to have to 100 agree with this because I was a big fan of the Colorado Buffaloes going into the college football season last year. I had a big thing for them. Yes, I did. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. And I love that, Deion Sanders is probably bringing notoriety to a team, to a Colorado team that didn't win shit for a long time. For real. So for him to say that, I absolutely agree with that because this Colorado football team went, 1-8 in the last 9 games, if I'm not mistaken, or like 6 games or something of that nature. But the tail end of the year, Colorado did not play their best football. They just didn't. And Shedeur Sanders being sacked 52 times in a year, you're going to have to revamp their whole offensive line for him to have protection. You know what I'm saying? We got to protect the quarterback. That's what Deion Sanders said. That is the number one priority. Now, last year, Shedeur Sanders was the most sacked quarterback in the country with 52, which led Deion Sanders to completely overhaul the offensive line, including hiring a new offensive line coach and former offensive lineman Bill Landhort. Now, after the complete overhaul last season, Deion Sanders said it was easier this time around. And this is what he had to say, quote unquote. What makes it easier to connect with the offensive line, having the best darn quarterback in college football. We'll talk about his son, Shedeur Sanders, who don't want to come and block for the best quarterback in college football. You would be a fool if you said that. And I don't want to be seen. The television numbers are crazy. And they are in a they are in a very darn week, in my opinion. And I have to say, so, to get the exposure of all NFL 32 scouts, and are they, every practice seeing these two guys, Shedeur and Travis Hunter practice, I get to be seen. It is easy, but it's not a sell. That's common sense for any lineman who wants to be a part of. Now, Colorado added a 6th offensive lineman in the early transfer window, including a Power 5 experienced nation top-ranked offensive lineman recruit, Jordan Seaton. But I'm going to be completely honest with you here. August 29th, they got their first home game against South Dakota State. Y'all going to have to find out to keep Shedeur Sanders upright and make sure that he's not seeing the grass 99% of the time. But we're not going to sit here and just blame the offensive line the whole single time. We're just not going to do that. Sometimes adjustments is made by coaches that's not executing right. You have, Shedeur Sanders, sometimes he have to learn how not to hold on to the football too long. You just can't hold on to the football too long. If you feel as though that there's nothing open, scramble until you find an open person. Don't scramble backwards, but you have the legs, Shedeur Sanders, to avoid those many sacks in the nation. You have the legs to do it. Michael Vick didn't really have no great offensive line majority of his career. He knew he had to run for his life. Same thing as Randall Cunningham. They had to run for their life. Sometimes it's been like that with Lamar Jackson as well when he didn't have a great left side or a great right side of the offensive line. Had to run for his life. It happens. But 52 times the most in college in the college football nation, that is ridiculous. So you got to blame every aspect of that. And you're going to have to, if Travis Hunter's going to be doing 100 snaps, playing both sides, you're going to have to figure out to keep Shedeur Sanders healthy on his team if you want to even compete in the Big 12, Dion. So hopefully, outside of getting that one guy and getting that one person, hopefully you revamp this whole offensive line, and they got to be dogs. And that's one thing about being an offensive line. You have to be a dog. You cannot be pussy. You cannot be scared. You cannot be scared to block these guys in college football. This is the Big 12. And think about it, the Big 12 defenses is not really that great. But at the end of the day, you're still going to have to figure out to protect Shedeur Sanders at all costs. That's how Colorado win football games. Is Shedeur Sanders is upright and Shedeur Sanders is making the right decision as a quarterback. As simple as that. But I like the fact that Deion Sanders came out and said that the offensive line is going to have to come out. Going to have to come out and be like, listen, y'all going to have to put some people on their ass. There's no patty caking in no goddamn offensive lineman. And me as a former coach, I hated that, where you feel like you don't feel like firing up the ball because it's too hot, or you feel like you don't want to fire up the ball because you want to be lazy. No, your ass is going to get out, and Deion Sanders will replace you, because I would do the same thing. But at the end of the day, y'all, Deion Sanders is going to find his offensive line, and he's going to figure out what to do. He's going to figure out. But there you have it for the college football updates, ladies and gentlemen. That's for your college football updates. And we're going to get right into MLB schedule, and we're going to head out of this show, ladies and gentlemen. So we do have a Thursday night slate going on right now, where you have the Toronto Blue Jays against the San Francisco Giants going on right now. And we are live for that. And right now, the Blue Jays are up 5-2 on the San Francisco Giants. And then you have the Los Angeles Dodgers going up against my Philadelphia Phillies at 6:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then you have the Chicago Cubs going up against the Baltimore Oilers at 6:35. You have the New York Giants, my God. The New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays at 6:50 Eastern Standard Time. Then you have the Oakland A's going all the way on the East Coast against the Boston Red Sox at 7:10 Eastern Standard Time. And then you have the Miami Marlins going up against the Houston Astros at 8:10 Eastern Standard Time. Seattle Mariners going up against the Los Angeles Angels at 9:38 West Coast time. And you have the Atlanta Braves and have the Arizona Diamondbacks at 9:40 Eastern Standard Time. And that would be your slate here. And just to let you know, you have some other matchup that was already finished. You had the Cleveland Guardians against the Detroit Tigers. Detroit won 10-1 over Cleveland. And then you had the Cincinnati Reds over the Colorado Rockies 8-1. And you had the Washington Nationals against the New York Mets, where the Mets won 7-0. And you had the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Milwaukee Brewers, where Pittsburgh won 1-0 on that slate, ladies and gentlemen. So that is your slate, and that is it for us here at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. We are definitely appreciate y'all coming through and being a part of our podcast. Make sure y'all follow me on all social medias with the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Make sure y'all go to, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all at D Hopkins Show. But TikTok is Darion Hopkins Show. So make sure y'all check that out there. Go to SeatGeek.com and use the promo code D Hopkins and get $20 off your first purchase to go see your live events. Make sure you go to W.GG and get your energy drinks, and make sure you have it excited, just like me, ladies and gentlemen. So get 10% off at checkout, and make sure y'all do that. Make sure you go to betus.com and get 125% off your sports book, and make sure y'all go check out the link. The Darion Hopkins Show merch is in the link. So make sure y'all go check out the spread shop there. We definitely need all the appreciation and love. Make sure y'all go check that out. We will have this audio podcast on Apple Podcast. We'll have it on iHeartRadio and Spotify. So make sure y'all hit the links in the description for that as well. And make sure y'all donate to the channel. We love any donation, $1, $2, it doesn't really matter. And we're live on Bigo Live, just to let y'all know. Bigo Live, Bigo ID at D Hopkins Show 1 as well. Thank y'all for tuning into another Darion Hopkins Sports Show. We definitely do appreciate y'all, and we love y'all down. And we'll see y'all in the next live stream or in the next videos. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Peace, love, and blessings, and we are out.